Good morning. We are extremely pleased that you are here. It is good to come together for the purpose of co-creating. Do you agree?
Yes.
You're knowing what you're wanting. It moves about a bit, yes. You're appreciating the contrast of your time and place. Oh yes, especially that. Your desires thrill you and give you life. Then you are understanding that the desire that you identify, or even if you don't identify, that desire does summon life. Are there any desires pulsing within you that are annoying? You know what that means. If you have desires that thrill you, it means you are on a close vibrational wavelength with them. So they are unfolding. There's no friction in your energy field. There's no resistance within you. If your desire brings about a feeling of disappointment or annoyance, if you find yourself avoiding thinking about it because it's just so unpleasant to think about the things that you want, then that means you have, without meaning to, we are certain, developed some patterns of thoughts about those desires that are contrary to the desire itself. For example, if you are wanting more money or an improved physical condition or a relationship and thinking about it is uncomfortable to you, that is because you have practiced thoughts of the absence of what you want more frequently than you have practiced thoughts of having what you want. So when you think about the subject, it activates both the vibration of desire and the vibration that is practiced, and there is a sort of discord within you, like static on your radio. You need to tune it in a little closer. When you think about what you want and it is thrilling to you, that means that it is the next logical step for manifestations to begin to occur. When you think about what you want and it is annoying or frustrating or irritating, well, those lighter sensations like irritation and frustration mean you're not that far out of alignment, but you're far enough out of alignment that you're slowing it down. If you feel very strong negative emotion about something that you want, something like despair or even fear, or even on the border of rage and revenge, those stronger negative emotions mean that your vibrational pattern about a subject is quite far from what you really want. And what you really want cannot come to you as long as you are practicing those thoughts that bring forth that negative emotion. We want to help you to recognize the importance of what you are feeling, because what you are feeling is your personal indicator of your vibrational countenance, your vibrational mix, your vibrational state of being, but we like these words best of all, your vibrational point of attraction. You are the creator of your own experience, and everything is coming to you in absolute, perfect response to the vibrations that you are offering. Most people, when we first meet them, have not really considered the vibrations that they are offering. Most people don't see themselves as vibrational beings. Most of you would say, well, I am human and I'm flesh, blood, and bone. And we say, you are every bit of that, but you are even more vibrational beings. And the vibration of your being, which is there because of the thoughts that you think, whether you are pondering, whether you are remembering, whether you are musing or considering, whether you are focused upon something specific in your now, whether you are anticipating something in your future, no matter what the reason for your thought or what the word that you give to the kind of thought it is, as you think, even when you don't speak, so that means all of the beasts, all of the little children who still aren't speaking with words yet, everyone is emitting a vibration. And law of attraction, this magnificent consistent, powerful engine of the universe is responding to the vibration that you are emitting, whether you know that you are emitting it or whether you know that the universe is responding or not. So, what you think and what you get are always a vibrational match on every subject. Now, we like to make it a little more user-friendly by saying to you, what you think and what you get and what you feel is always a vibrational match. Because when you begin to make the association between what you're thinking and feeling and getting, then you have deliberate creative control of your experience. You didn't come forth from non-physical into this environment intending to fix things that were broken. Because from your non-physical perspective before you got here, and even now from your non-physical perspective, you do not see this world or anything about it as broken. You see it as a diverse variety where every consciousness, every point of consciousness can focus and therefore create. You did not say, I see it as my job to go forth and get rid of something or other. Instead, you said, I see it as my job to go forth and through my experience, my exposure to the experience, I will naturally conclude my own preferences. And whether I speak those preferences or not, just my mere awareness and my mere experience with experience will cause a preference to be born within me. Don't you feel that happening all day, every day? Can't you feel yourself concluding on many different levels of your being what you prefer? And what we want you to know that you might not remember, this is an important thing for you to remember, is that as those preferences happen within you, they are vibrationally understood. So when someone is rude to you, whether you call them on it or not, or whether you write in your diary, I wish people would be nicer to me, when someone is rude to you, that preference of being treated more nicely emanates from you. When you see something around the world that hurts your heart and you wish it were different, that wish is emitted from you vibrationally and source energy hears it. So you as an individual and you as mass consciousness are being heard on trillions of levels constantly. Even the cells of your body are emitting preference. The thing that we want so much for you to hear and remember is that when that asking occurs, and answering always comes every single time. When you ask, it is given without exception every single time. So that's where we come in. Sometimes you say, Abraham, it must not be true. It must not be true that when I ask, it is given. Because there are a whole lot of things I know I am asking for clearly that aren't here. And we say, well, it isn't because they are not being given. If you are asking for things that you are not living, that are not manifesting fully in your experience, it can be for only one reason. You have vibrationally matched the absence of it more clearly than you have the presence of it. And that's easy to do, isn't it? If you've got a sickness in your body that you're noticing every day, that the doctors are pinpointing, that they've taken pictures of, they've given you a tag to tie on your toe. Oh, no, that's later. And you are observing it and feeling the discord and discomfort of it, that negative emotion that you are feeling is because you are giving your attention to something that you do not want. And giving your attention to it is, here's an important word, activating the vibration within you. So when you've activated something within your vibration that is different from what you want, the more you've practiced what you don't want, the more you activate what you don't want, and the more you disallow what you do want. So if you really want something, and you really focus often on the absence of it, you really have steady, getting stronger every day negative emotion. And if you keep that up, that negative emotion, which is this blessed indicator that lets you know your vibrational content, that negative emotion will become more emphatic. It will become a physical sensation. You might get a headache. You might get a kink in your neck. You might feel discomfort in your solar plexus. Your fingers might start aching. It shows up in all different parts of your body, depending upon what the subject is and what your level of disallowance or resistance is. And so as you begin to play with the way you feel, not trying too hard to assign words to it, although in a gathering like this it is helpful if we pinpoint with words because it helps us focus similarly. But the important thing about getting into conscious awareness of your own emotional guidance is that you intend to do the best that you can do in this moment, to feel as good as you can feel in this moment, understanding that the slightest little vibrational difference will net you a slight or sometimes substantial difference in the way you feel, but more importantly, it changes your point of attraction. From a selfish standpoint, and let's face it, a selfish standpoint is the only standpoint you've got. In other words, you cannot help but perceive through eyes of self, and you cannot help but find preferences being born within you. And so when those preferences are born, you're getting a vibrational reading on them. And as you want to pay attention to the way you feel and do, and you want to feel the relief of moving up the emotional scale, your point of attraction is going to continue to shift. And the wonderful thing about that is, once you begin shifting up the emotional scale on a myriad of subjects, you begin practicing the art of allowing on a myriad of subjects. And then all of those things that you say you want that have not come to you yet begin to come into your experience. Right now, they're being held in vibrational escrow, just waiting for you to vibrationally catch up. We're not kidding. 3 steps to the creative process. Step 1, you ask. You do that. You've been doing it. You can't stop doing that. Step 2, Source answers. Source does that. Never stops doing that. Step 3, you've got to get into vibrational alignment with what you're asking for. And so that's what moving up the emotional scale is all about. It's about you finally getting into vibrational alignment with the things that you've been asking for. When you become a vibrational match to them, they manifest in your experience. And about then, you have a whole new contrasting set of experiences which give you a whole new set of rockets of desires which are then held in vibrational escrow. In other words, you will never, ever, ever get it done. So our 2 wonderful sentences that we want you to write down and remember every day: you can't get it wrong, and you never get it done. And the reason you can't get it wrong is because you never get it done. If you're standing in a place that feels wrong, you're launching all kinds of rockets. Source is answering all of those rockets. All you've got to do is find a way of releasing your resistance, and that which currently feels wrong will become right every time. Time to go to the beach. You have some things you want to talk about? We know you do. You will notice a very nice unfolding here. Sometimes the thing you want so much to talk about, you can't hear the answer from where you are. And so we will invite someone else to the chair to talk about it. You're much more likely, in fact, to hear the answer to your question if you're not sitting in the chair. Because you can't be in the vibration of asking for something and in the vibration of receiving the answer at the same time. Have you noticed? What are you wanting to talk about? Some things. Sorry, your phone rang. We will not call on you. You, yes. First, yes. Stand if you think it's you. Stand if you think it's you. Yes. Come if you will.